Hi there, it's Dr. Jen here, and today we'll be talking about how to use the EZ3D CBCT rendering software. This is a software that you would use to evaluate DICOM files from a cone beam scan. Before we get started, I want you to be familiar with the layout of this screen, and we're going to talk about the very first, just the layout in general. In the top left, you'll notice that this is the coronal view. This is a view where you can actually take slices of the patient's head, and as if you were slicing a hard-boiled egg, you're making slices from the tip of the nose to the back of his head. On the very right side, on this one, you have something called the sagittal view. The sagittal view allows you to look at the X-ray scan while taking slices from one ear to the other. So this is called the sagittal. On the very bottom left, you have something called the axial view. The axial view allows you to look at the patient as if they were lying down and you're taking slices from the top of their head to the bottom of their jaw. So that allows you to look at it. So basically, I want you to be familiar with this orientation. Before we start manipulating or doing anything, I want you to be familiar with the basic layout of the tools that we'll be using. I realize there's going to be many other tools that you can use, but my main focus is actually on the basics. So I want to teach the basics of how to use this software. On the very left of the screen, you will notice there's a pointer arrow. Okay, and this pointer arrow allows you to actually maneuver any of these crosshairs. If you look on the very top screen, the very top view of the coronal view, you'll notice there are these crosshairs. Here's a crosshair. And if you are on this pointer, let's call this the main pointer, when you get to these crosshairs, you can actually click down on the crosshair and you can move it around. And obviously, as you move it around, you'll notice that the pictures on the very right will move with you. So if I want to focus, if I want to put the crosshairs on, let's say, the nerve, I can suddenly see the nerve, put it on this side, and right on over on this side, you'll notice that there are changes. I'm right on top of the nerve. Same thing over here. I'm right on top of the nerve. This would be very practical for looking at a very specific location. But for our purpose, I don't want you to worry about that right now. If you look at the very bottom part of the left menu bar, you'll notice there's a button that looks like a U-turn. It's called a reset button. If anything goes wrong and you have to start all over again, don't hesitate to hit reset. Just press this button and it's going to ask you, do you want to reset all? And the answer, of course, in this scenario is yes. You want to reset everything. Are you sure? Yes, we want to reset everything. Okay? So now that the whole thing is reset. So again, so far, pointer button, reset button. Another thing that you can look at is also this one right down here. It says windowing. The windowing button, if you click it, you can tell the computer to just alter the image on a single panel or all. For our purpose, we want it to choose all. So what windowing does is it allows us to adjust the contrast on the screen. So what you do is you click on the window, and when you click on the left mouse button and you pull it down, you'll notice I just darkened the whole picture. If I push it up, I will lighten the whole picture. If you push on the mouse again and you move right, you're decreasing the contrast, but if you move left, you're increasing the contrast. Okay, again, push down on the left mouse button, keep it down, moving the mouse up, increases brightness, decreases brightness, let go. If you push it down again, you move to the right, decrease contrast, increase contrast. Everyone good so far? So that is how you manipulate your image. If you make the image so dark and so unreadable and you're going, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do, no problem. Go to the reset button, hit reset, reset all. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you get a CBCT is you want to make sure that your image, you go to the windowing, you go to all, you make sure that your image is readable. So what you do is you adjust the contrast, you adjust the brightness until you're satisfied with the way it looks. Very good. Once you've done that, you want to go to the pointer menu and click on that, and then you are going to evaluate the CBCT for gross pathology. See if there's anything grossly wrong that you need to notify your patient on or investigate.